Howdy, howdy, hey, how are you doing today? I'm the Moon Frog, and in this one, I have the pleasure to announce you that all the small bits have been done, and we're basically ready to hear that thing bark off. Crunch time, episode 7. Yeah. Alright, so here's the thing. I got the dipsticks shortened, transmission cooler plumbed up, engine has fresh oil, and it was freshly sealed up. So what we're going to do here is fill up the transmission, make sure she don't run dry. We'll go ahead and throw some flammable fluids right down her throat to see if she does anything. We do not have a fuel system yet. Fuel pump is there though, so if she does fire off, we might go ahead and borrow the four-wheeler gas tank from the off-road mower build and use it as a temporary tank, since our barrel at the back still needs some cleaning up. Good enough to start it. We'll have to check back on that once we're actually up and running. So let's see what kind of noise this baby can make with a little bit of gas and a little bit of fire. So I think we're going to take the handy dandy handheld fuel system, squirt a little bit of fuel in there, cross the solenoid because obviously that's burnt out. Let's see how this goes. Anyways, we got fuel, we got air, and fire. Pretty sure it's in park. I have the rear wheels lifted off the ground just in case my transmission rebuild isn't so rebuilt. Now we squirt, and then we go. I guess we're gonna wait for the battery to revive. Really gotta check on that pinging noise though. Now, I'm just gonna figure out how to hold that on there, and then we'll be right back. Now let's see if she'll fire up. That's a 454 Hyundai accent if I ever heard one. Heck yes. Let's give her another little go. Alright, well it's getting late and it's about time to put this stuff away for the night. But I backfilled the pump just to see if we could get it wet and primed, and we're gonna give it one last try. If this doesn't work, well, we're gonna pack up for the night and come back in the morning to see if we can actually get it running. One last try. Alright, okay. Don't want to start today? We'll be back in the morning. Fucking rad, dude. In the best case Ontario, I would have put it on that side. So if anything blew off, it would have just, you know, into the passenger and rear passenger area. But that wasn't really possible. So, in the best case New Brunswick, we got it right over my driver's seat, or where my driver's seat is going to be. And if it blows up, well, I'm gonna get a really, really hot shower. But for now, it'll be good for testing purposes. I might put a shield around it, and definitely gonna make some brackets to hold it better than just a ratchet strap. But for now, it works. So I'm gonna turn the hose on, shove it into the roof of my car, and we'll come in here and check to see if we have any leaks. Is that the overflow? Ah. Oh. Oh, shit. Oh, we got a hole back there. Alright, so I got that plugged up. I think we found ourselves a problem. So I'm gonna check out this hose, see what the problem is with this. And then this is definitely leaking. Now we have a Edelbrock pond for our little frog friends. Frickin' hell. I scooped all the water out and it don't seem to be pissing out. I just added the extra clamp. I mean, if it was a nice car, you probably wouldn't want to do something jimmy rig like that, but it works. And it holds water. Here you might notice we now have a drive shaft loop, which should be enough to save my legs in the case of a U-joint failure. I still have to put a plate on this side because the shaft could still slip out here if it breaks at the weld. But yeah, we have at least a little bit of safety features. And up next we have gas pedalage. Now, as you might notice, it is very close to the brake pedal. Like very, very close. If you push them sideways, you can actually overlap them and use them as one pedal and just jam both the brake and the gas at the same time. Yeah. The whole point of it is to reuse as much of the car as possible and to keep it almost factory-ish. We might make it a little prettier later on, but it should run here pretty soon and drive. So what I'm going to be getting into today is that cage back there. It's not fully welded. Some spots are just almost floating and tacked up. So we're going to make sure that's fully welded and solid before we put the Torx to her. And I'm still waiting for the rear end. We have the axles figured out, but right now it's a limited slip in there, which we don't want. We want it to be full lock at all times, so welded would be the way. Now welding a limited slip, not very favorable, and once you do it, you kind of ruined the whole thing. So if it breaks, you're fucked. On the upside, the person I got this limited slip from also has a open diff for the 8.8. So we're going to swap out the limited slip for the 8.8 open diff, which we can weld. So that's going to be a lot of welding back there. That's why I took the gas tank out. Let's keep crunching. We got 3 days left, and this car has to do a burnout. Let's get it done. welder's getting pretty warm, so we're gonna give her a little chill, and then I have a couple welds to do underneath, and from there we should be good to put some power down on this thing. Oh, I still have to fix up those front plates as well. Now the rear axle cage is fully mounted, fully welded, and it's as strong as it can be at the moment. On top of that, I mounted the seat. I at least have 2 bolts on the back, and this is the passenger seat that I'm using as a driver's seat, so everything is reversed on it. Since the front holes don't match up, I'm just gonna zip a tack on there, a little weld, and it'll be good for what we're doing with it. Now, a few things we have to worry about today is the rear axle. I still have to swap out the LSD for a open diff and get that welded up. And then from there, we can move to maybe a shifter going from here to there, because right now I'm just kind of shifting it with my foot, and not very practical. So we might get that figured out, as well as a heat shield for the transmission, because that's going to get hot and I don't want it to burn my leg. I'm not too worried about the torque because it is past my feet, and if it does come off, well, it's going to cut everything off, and I might have time to pull my legs back. So we're just going to find some kind of sheet metal to put on there, block off the heat so I don't burn my leg, and then she's ready to run. We just have to get the fuel tank strapped in with some ratchet straps for now. The fuel lines are already running to it. I just have to plug them in, put some gas in there. Hopefully the mechanical fuel pump comes back around, and then from there we can actually run it, bleed the transmission, adjust the valves, and maybe do a little grass burnout to see if everything seems to be holding straight, because we don't want to put too much traction at first, just to know if the car is going to hold it. If the grass burnout goes good, then we can move on to the pavement and take it slowly and see how she does. Yeah, out with the old, in with the new old. Old new? Something like that. And we are in. Now I just gotta put some spider gears in there. Add some C-clips, bolt in the pin. Oh, there's already a bolt there and a pin there. Awesome. And then fully weld it. But you know what? We don't really need to do that right now because I can do it from underneath. Right now, the car could technically drive once I have all that bolted in. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bolt everything in, leave the cover off. We're gonna test drive it like this with an open diff, just to get it moving and schmooving, doing something that's a little more like grooving. And then there's so many and-thens. Oh, let's just keep going. All right, well, I was thinking about it and we're ready to run this car. So all I have to do really is slap the fuel tank back in there, plug the lines in, put some gas in, and it's good to test. And we do need some testing. So this is gonna be it for this video, but let's check in on our list just to see. If you remember, we had this list at the start of the crunch time. Trans tunnel, still gonna figure something out. Drive shaft loop, that's complete. We have a fuel system figured out. We finish welded the rear frame. We have a gas pedal. So really all that's left is a shifter, the trans tunnel, and doing a burnout. But that's gonna be it for this one. Hope you enjoyed watching a little more progress on the now 454 Accent. Still gonna be a 396 though, that's still in the plan. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. If you want to see this car do a burnout, don't forget to hit that subscribe button because that video is coming up soon. And till next time, go out, be rad. Yeah, I decided to weld the rear end right now. Bite me. I don't really feel like putting the tank in, taking it back out, and then putting it back in to weld the diff. So how about you get out of here and come back when it's actually running and driving? see you next time.